Hey there, this is Christian from Hertz Tribeca Trade Group with your end of day recap for Tuesday. And wow, another big day in terms of things that are moving around. You look at the S&P indices, which is all they like to talk about on CNBC. Basically, not really moving too much. You had S&P up 9 basis points. The Q's outperforming, up 40 basis points. Small caps really a nothing day, down actually flat on the day. They were down about 40 basis points. They came back at the end of the day, but really you have to focus on what's moving and not so much. Sorry, I've been talking about the same things here, but it's kind of the same story almost every day. Is you turn on the TV, whatever financial media you watch, and they talk about politics and they talk about the S&P. Why is the S&P going up? And they don't talk about the things that are moving. So what we've been focused on the last month or so is basically the Chinese internet. Look at what they did today. There was a couple names that had earnings last night. WB was up 25%. Sina up 17%, almost 18%. Momo, which we saw call buying in yesterday, today up 9%. So really this is where the action has been at, and we've been participating and playing in some of these names. And it's just been really great momentum. If you look at a chart of these things, sure, they are extremely overbought right now. So if I bring up, so the internet that I've been quoting, you can see, you could pull up my name and at KWeb, and you can see how much I've been talking about this, which has basically been nonstop. But look at the volume. So this is the internet ETF. This is the Chinese internet ETF that has just been exploding higher from 40 to 49. Of course, Baba and JD were the first ones to really get going, but it's names like Wuba, it's names like the Momo name, it's Sina, it's there's a whole group of them that have been moving. Baidu is starting to go now. That's a name that we got long a couple days ago in the room. So that's really been where the action has been at. There's other places. Semis continue to push higher. It's like almost every day there's a different semi that's doing it. Last week was all Nvidia after earnings, which that name has just continued to go higher. I mean, probably getting a little bit exhausted up here and probably a place where you want to take profits or trim and trail. But I think the RSI on this one is an 84, but just has gone completely up. There's some rumors about AMD today. Look at the move from the 50-day moving average on AMD. Excuse me, the 200-day moving average. I did not actually participate in going long AMD. I've been long, synthetically long, since the 200-day moving average, where I sold put spreads here. So that trade worked great. Was it as nice as today? No, probably not. Another name that we saw option activity in besides AMD was Corvo the last couple days. This name, I believe, has some ownership in one of the Chinese internet names. I apologize if I get it wrong. I think it's either WB or W. I think it's WB. So, this name was up 4.6%. Call buying the last 2 days. So we are catching all these names today. I got long Corvo this morning. I was kind of joking around a little bit earlier because I actually bought a little bit too much of it. But so be it. Really, really nice day. And, these are the trades that we're catching and we're focusing on a daily basis. Yandex is another one that we saw a little bit of buying into the weakness this morning. Yandex continues higher. I'm now long this name. I've got a call spread on, and this name, these names, since this name bounced off the 200-day moving average, what a move. But you could see that you go back in time and you could see that at one point this was a $44 stock. So is it a little bit overbought here? Yeah, a little bit. But, so what I kind of do with these names that are a little bit overbought is you kind of leg into a position so that if you wait for a pullback in some of these names, you're going to miss it. So you don't. For me, I don't necessarily have to establish a huge position. Maybe a third of a position to start, and then if it pulls back, I can get longer. So you just have to be able to be disciplined in this situation. But so we saw nice call buying in that. There's a couple interesting ones today. I also got long CF, real nice call buyer in CF. Now, right, I think almost back above the 200-day moving average. So maybe I'm jumping the gun here a little bit, but the aggressive call buyer, that 13,000 of the August 32 and a half calls. So I took a shot at this one. Didn't take any profit targets. It actually did finish close to the highs for the day, but I like this name here. It needs to get over that 200-day moving average. It's basically right there. I bet if I look at it in terms of a dividend adjusted chart, it's going to be above there. Yeah, so above there if you factor in dividends, which I have factored in on Bloomberg. So that's basically it. I'm long calls. I'm not long stock in this one, but of course, if it breaks back below the 200-day moving average, I would say get out of it. Besides that, just a ton of trades. Citigroup looking very. So let me show you a couple different charts first. BAC, kind of sideways. Goldman, sideways. You got the 50-day moving average crossing below the 100-day moving average. Morgan Stanley, get the idea here. JP Morgan, kind of look all the same, very similar. Take a look at Citigroup. Breaking out here. So Citigroup, real nice day today, closed basically on the highs today. Repeat call buying in Citigroup. Some going all the way out to January. Some I believe was June. I have the trades here because it looks a little bit hazy when you look at all the trades, but it was the January 65 calls that were swept, as well as the June 2nd 65 calls. Nice block of both of these, and I believe I saw call buying in Citigroup earlier this week as well. Micron, more calls in this one. Cyprus, I can't tell if Cyprus, this trade that went up in Cyprus, I started a position in it. It's now above the 50-day moving average. I couldn't tell if this is a new trade. I'm going to have to check open interest tomorrow. They rebooked this, so it also looks a little cloudy as well to figure out what it was, especially when somebody rebooks a trade. But the open interest is right around 5,000 for the September 14 calls. I started a position. I will check open interest tomorrow to make sure that they're adding to the position and not unwinding it. But it did originally go up as a sweep. We talked about Momo. Momo calls the last couple days, another Chinese internet name. So really, this is where you want, or this is where I've been concentrating on things that are moving and where there's momentum. Because if you listen to, uh, if you are not in our trading room and you're listening to the financial media, they're talking about, oh, retail's going down. Fine, don't be in any retail companies. There's no reason. There's no reason to be in any retail companies except for Amazon, which had a nice day today. So this is if you're looking for just a quick look in what we are doing on a daily basis. Here's my new trades. I actually started a Priceline trade today. I've been kind of waiting for Priceline to digest that earnings, and I started a position. And that's a position that I'm going to leg into. So I will probably start that tomorrow. We were actually talking about that yesterday, and I was going to put the position on this morning and didn't do it till this afternoon when Priceline already was up a little bit this morning. But take a look at all the exits we put on. There was a real nice Twitter trade yesterday. We hit several targets in that one. I'm still holding my cash position. So if you're a member of Tribeca Trade Group, you get to see our systematic cash portfolio. Where we establish all of our stops as we enter positions. So I've been long Twitter now for a couple weeks on this move higher. A couple just some desk cleaning positions. I would say Deere reports earnings this week. I've been holding on to that position for a while. I got out of that one. I got out of Realogy today as well. Not desk cleaning, housekeeping. So doing a little bit of housekeeping today. I got out of all YY as well. That was another Chinese internet. The CEO announced that he was leaving. This was a little bit unlucky. This was the only one that was not in basically beast mode today because the CEO announced that he's leaving because of health reasons. So that one just didn't get going. Unfortunately, that's probably the only Chinese internet name that didn't get going today because of that news that was on the tape. And I mentioned I bought back some of my short put spreads in AMD. Also took profits in SNY, a trade that I've been long since the end of last week. Look at this thing, just about a double in this trade. So there you have it, taking a lot more exits than new trades today. I also got long some SSYS on the dip today, and it was bought, and I think it finished. I think SSYS finished on the highs today. Let me just take a look at a chart. But I was looking at my P&L and I saw that it was higher. So we put this trade on right in here after it rebounded a little bit. Yeah, and it certainly did finish on its highs. I've been complaining the last couple of days how I kind of missed the move in the 3D printing. So I was waiting for one of these names to kind of come in a little bit. And sure enough, I got long on this one. So didn't really come off overbought levels, but I saw my opportunity and took it. So that's the end of today's recap. Thanks for watching and have a great evening. Hey, listen, if you're not part of Tribeca Trade Group, we are finding the movers in this market, and you're really missing out. Your P&L is missing out if you're not a member of Tribeca Trade Group. So go ahead and check us out. Again, tribecatradegroup.com. You can get half off the first month, which will, hopefully you'll pay for that very easily in your first week of your membership. So thanks for watching. Have a great night, and see you back tomorrow morning.